The new food pyramid and nutrition guidelines under the Trump administration are here, and boy are they interesting. There are, of course, some good things, mainly those rooted in the past guidelines, like eating plenty of fruits and vegetables, focusing on whole grains rather than refined grains, eating the right amount for you, and limiting alcohol. But there are some other things that don't really make a lot of sense. Early on in the page, they say we've been misled to prioritize highly processed foods, and to back that up, they cite the 1992 food pyramid, which, if you're doing the math, has not been around for almost 35 years. We've actually been using MyPlate since 2011, which says to make up half of your plate from fruits and vegetables and the other half from carbs and protein, which in my opinion is far from promoting highly processed foods. They say with their new food pyramid, they are for the first time calling out the dangers of highly processed foods and rebuilding a broken system from the ground up, notably with gold standard science and common sense. That new food pyramid looks something like this. They say they are ending the war on protein, which is interesting to say because already just the protein supplements market is in the tens of billions of dollars. They recommend 5 servings of fruits and vegetables per day, which really hasn't changed. And they recommend 2 to 4 servings per day of whole grains exclusively. This has changed because the previous recommendation was just to make sure that 50% of your grains were whole grains. They are trying to bring back real food. And of course, when they are defining real food, they had to throw in the term industrial oils because they hate seed oils. And also they want to get rid of preservatives because why would we want food to last longer on shelves, right? And yes, they say that healthy fats are a part of real foods, such as meat and dairy, which are high saturated fat foods. And when they keep the previous recommendation to limit your saturated fat to less than 10% of your total daily calories, but recommend high fat foods like red meat, whole milk, chicken, and cheese, if you are actually following their guidelines, it makes it almost impossible to keep your calories from saturated fat under 10%. So what do I personally think about this whole thing? I think it's the current administration's way of putting their foot in the door and saying they want to get rid of seed oils, bring back red meat, but without actually having the balls to say that that's what they're trying to do. And what do I think is going to happen after this? Well, just changing the guidelines doesn't mean anyone is going to follow them. But when you change them to include more high saturated fat foods, which we already have a problem with, it's going to look like we're doing better. But overall, I predict this is going to do nothing to improve American health except make people more afraid of inert things like seed oils, artificial colors, and preservatives. But hey, what do you think?